Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, agents. Welcome back to another fantastic Division video. I know I haven't uploaded anything Division-y in a rather long time, to be quite honest with you. I mean, ever since with the recent confirmation and announcement of the highly anticipated Last of Us 2. I've been pretty busy, to be quite honest with you. I've been really busy, and today I wanted to take some time out of my day to give you guys some information that you probably already are aware of, but pretty much I just want to go over a few things and discuss and possibly even speculate towards the end of the video. So, kick your feet up, crack open your favorite beverage, it is time! Now, before we get started, I just wanted to announce that I have some B-roll here from the survival. I did not extract or do anything remotely cool at all, it's just some pretty plain Jane B-roll running around in the survival, and yes, that is true, I have not been able to extract. Every time I try and get in that chopper, that hunter just comes up and sticks that damn hatchet right in the back of my head. It is nuts, man. Those things are awesome. I love survival, but yet it gets pretty old pretty fast, just like the underground and the dark zone and pretty much everything to do with the Division gets pretty old fast, but not here in the next, I'd say 3 months. In the next 3 months, we're going to be receiving one of the most highly anticipated patches, 1.6, also known as Last Stand. Was that pretty cool? No, it's pretty corny. No, don't do it again? Alright, I won't. Alright, so moving on, we've got a lot to cover. Turns out there was a data mining accident. You know, these miners are caught in the shaft and they had to blow out a hole through the ceiling just so they could get oxygen. No, I'm just fucking with you. Now, there was a recent data mine hack. I don't know what you call it. Pretty much something comes out and it's always for the PC. But these guys were able to look at some of the files. And what they discovered, this Reddit user, they discovered was pretty darn interesting. Now, what do we know already about Last Stand 1.6? Number one, Massive have confirmed that this will be a Dark Zone PvP update 1.6 in the Last Stand. They have confirmed that Last Stand will be a PvP enhancement, I guess would be the word for it. I don't know. But yes, Tom Clancy's The Division Last Stand 1.6. Okay, there's been some information coming from this data mine being extracted, the game files. Now, there's a few things that they were able to extract that I find really interesting. Number one, some lines of dialogue. And by looking at some of these lines of dialogue, you can pretty much figure out what it is. Okay, so let's go over those lines of dialogue. Just a few of them. I'm not going to go over everything that's been extracted, but just some of the things that I thought were interesting. Now, Massive decided to focus on 1.6 more for PvP gameplay and a better balanced Dark Zone environment. That we do know. That is what we do know. Now what was extracted are text, and I'm assuming this is coming from Isaac. Okay, if you guys don't know what Isaac is, what does it stand for? I have to think about it. Shit, I don't even remember what the hell. Come on, what do you guys? I don't remember what the hell is intelligence. I don't remember. Anyways, we're losing time here. So Isaac, okay. He has been discovered saying a few lines of dialogue. And one of those lines are 50% match complete. And you can just picture the little voice coming out of your controller, right? That annoying warning, you've entered a contaminated area. Warning, you're leaving a contaminated area. Warning, you're entering it gets old. So I shut my speaker box off, man. That thing's just shut up! You know what I'm saying? But, so here in his little Isaac voice, we've got 50% match complete. We also have just 30 seconds left. And we also have 1 minute remaining. Now, this, I would assume, is indicative of Isaac calling out time-sensitive elements of PvP game matches. That would be, awesome. Warning, 50% of the match has been completed. Or something, warning, only 30 seconds left. So we know that's coming from Isaac. Now, although this type of game mode, should it occur in Tom Clancy's The Division, it needs it. We need some balance, sanction, dedicated, actual PvP. We need it. Now, it's going to be really interesting seeing how they do it in an MMO. Okay, like this game. Okay, an MMO-ish type game. Now, another standout piece of dialogue that would make it hard to predict where Mass Effect is going with all of this, in reference over to another line called Rogue Agents Gaining Control. So what does that tell you guys? We're going to have one side, agents, and we're going to have the other side, rogue agents. Those are your two factions. Will we ever see a faction option say, I want to play as a Riker, or I want to play as a cleaner, or I want to play as an LMB soldier, or I want to play as a rioter? You see what I'm saying? Will we ever get that? That's purely speculative. That's purely speculative. But we do know that one of the lines of dialogue that was extracted was rogue agents are taking over, examples, Alpha, Bravo, or Charlie. And I find this really, really interesting, because what does that scream at you right now? Does that not feel like a domination or capture the flag or like a conquest? That's kind of what it feels like to me. Warning, rogue agents are taking over Alpha. That would just, so we're starting to get to some actual PvP, balanced, dedicated, actual gameplay here. It's starting to feel that way. Now, it can only imagine what all of this means. Could the PvP control points be in the Dark Zone? Okay. Would those that disavow the division be a selectable team before the match begins? Or would Massive throw in a twist, allowing you to choose a team first and then disavow their mates and when the match starts? That would be scandalous as all hell. Another guy I want to say, big shout out to Skill Up. He is arguably the best content creator when it comes to the division, and he's got his patch 1.6 Last Stand News League dedicated PvP game mode video. You guys ought to go check it out. He's an awesome, cool cat. I love his content. I love his news. I love how he's prompt and relevant and with time-sensitive information. Obviously, I'm not. Like I said, you guys probably already know about this, but I wanted to talk about it. I got some speculations. I've already taken up 8 minutes of your time, so let's go ahead and keep rolling. Another thing I want to talk about are rumors of a Dark Zone leaderboard. Okay, this is another indicator that was data mined and leaderboards. Now, this is something that has already been revealed in the latest state of the game. There wasn't one this week, but they said there will be such boards. But the leaked congratulatory dialogue contains something in regards completing like weekly or monthly DZ leaderboard activities, which then proceed to direct the agent where to pick up their reward. Say there's a leaderboard that, seem to be rewards given to those who end up in first or second or third, like a top 10, then you would be rewarded based on your completion of your place. On top of that, there was mention of certain tiers that correspond with the Dark Zone leaderboards. And it's just, all of this is really, really starting to come together. And the really interesting part is all of this leaked information regarding the 1.6, they're talking about scaling to the agent. Okay, I got a quote here. The contents of the Dark Zone activity leaderboard sealed containers awarded at the end of each activity period are scaled to that character that opens the container. Now, some people are thinking, okay, so if I'm working on this awesome Alpha Bridge build, will it give me a piece of Alpha Bridge gear? And it's like, no. Do not get your hopes up. It's just going to be a useless green. Come on, guys. We know this. Don't be surprised, okay? There's a lot of people going out when they think of this scaling concept of being rewarded. No, it's going to be to your 256 gear. It's not going to be based on your build. I don't know who came up with that, but no, it's not going to be like that. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. Now, as far as the rewards claim vendor goes, the clarity of what they contain is pretty much anybody's guess. Okay, we'll just go ahead and state that. But how they'll be, quote, scaled to that character, that's going to be interesting. Seeing 1.6 come out and seeing exactly what that means, I'm really, really looking forward to it. There are also certain Dark Zone checkpoints. Okay, these are suggested by the Last Stand data mine leak, that there will be areas in the zone where you can check a terminal to find out where you can currently stand on the leaderboard. So there's essentially these little kiosks that you can go and check your completion and your activity. Now, Dark Zone contamination events. I found this probably the most interesting. Division 1.6 also looks like they have a description of a named heavy cleaners was mentioned. This seems to describe something along the lines of, say, like supply drops, but the event is happening underground. And that's pretty neat. That's pretty neat. Obviously, that's just a speculation, but we do have another quote here. Throughout a contamination event, contamination zones below street level in the dark zone rise to deadly levels. Be on the lookout for named heavy cleaners moving into the burnout of that contamination area. So, I mean, we're going to have these events, kind of like a supply drop, but I don't want to talk about Destiny, but you know how Destiny's live events happen just anywhere in the world? I could see something like that being implemented into the Division 1.6. Now, let's go ahead and wrap up the video. For starters, we have to take all of this with a grain of salt. You guys should know this. Take it with a grain of salt. This is all just rumors and from this data mine leak. We only have a few lines of dialogue, but I want to go ahead and quickly speculate about some sanctioned, balanced, dedicated PvP. I would like to have some arenas, okay? Let's talk about where these matches will take place. When you think of Capture the Flag or Conquest, you think of a large-scale area, okay? So, what, are they going to put 10 people in the entire area of the Dark Zone? That's pretty large for just 10 people. Or is it going to be 10 versus 10? Okay, or will it be 15 versus 15? I don't think it's going to be that high, but we have seen games do it in the past, like Uncharted. Okay, we've seen small scale team amounts of team members, or The Last of Us, where that was like 5 versus 5. I can't really see anything like that. I'm envisioning something much bigger than that for this new 1.6 Last Stand DLC expansion. I'm looking for something like actual areas, like the entire map. Not like Battlefield 32 versus 32, but something right in the middle. Something right in the middle. You know, 15 versus 15, a total of 30 people. And that would populate an entire area pretty easily. Okay, and with your spawn points and everything, and your capture points, and there's just so much to talk about. Now, what I would like to see are some smaller modes, like Team Deathmatch. Okay, no capture points, just a kill count limit to achieve, and you could do that on some of these incursions, like Falcon Lost. Okay, you could actually make that into a Team Deathmatch arena, or even like a free-for-all, everybody versus everybody. You know, a free-for-all. Make those into like an arena. I'd love to see some arena matches. Clear sky, running around the water fountain. You know, hiding in and out of exploded vehicles and abandoned vehicles. There's so much potential going into 1.6. I really think the sky's the limit. And we as gamers, we need to be confident, we need to be patient, and we need to be loyal. Because I know. When I say loyal, everybody's jumped off the bandwagon. I mean, everybody's going to say, God, you still play this game, man? I didn't even know people still play this game. Yes, people still play this game. Yes, I still play this game. But that'll do it for me. I mean, there's nothing really more to talk about, to be honest with you. Now, all there is to talk about are speculations, and we get to sit back and twiddle our thumbs and wait for the next state of the game. And I like how they didn't do a state of the game today, because they're going to let us stew over it for another week. They love sitting back and watching our speculations. Hell, they may even be watching this video. If you enjoyed today's video, please hit the indicator of the upward thumb. I would greatly appreciate it. It really motivates me to keep this Division content coming to you guys. 1.6 is right around the corner, guys. 1.6. Just say it to yourself. 1.6. Yeah. Awesome. Until next time, I'll see you guys in the next video.